It was a fine sunny day. The cruise was cutting through the wind. Everyone in the ship was melted in joy. On the top of the deck, a birthday party was held. It was by Captain Mike for his young son Joe, who was turning 7. It was a marvelous party with hundreds of guests. Everyone was dancing on their feet in the beat of the music. Suddenly, the weather started to change, and a huge thunderstorm was facing the ship. With the blink of an eye, chaos took upon the ship. The ship got wrecked, and it started to sink. Everyone in the ship started to cry and run. As everyone ran in panic, Joe got separated from his parents. He got squeezed in the crowd, but Joe somehow managed to reach the lifeboat. A crew member seated him in a boat, but the ship suddenly got shaking, and the lifeboat on which Joe was sitting fell into the ocean and washed away by the waves. As Joe opened his eyes, he was on an island. The island, which had a vast jungle in front of him. Joe sat on the sand, waiting for someone to come. He waited there for almost an hour, crying, but nobody came. After a few more minutes, Joe started to get hungry. As his hunger got onto his head, Joe decided to go into the jungle for something to eat. Joe managed to collect all his strength and bravery for that. Joe's plan was to go inside a few meters, but he lost his way and got deep into the jungle. As he heard some noises, he began to get scared. Then, after a few more feet, he saw a mango tree. Seeing it filled joy inside Joe. As he got near, he heard a voice of footsteps. He then turned around and looked. There, he saw a wolf staring at him. Seeing the wolf, Joe got scared. In a fraction of a moment, the wolf jumped towards Joe. Joe closed his eyes and screamed. But as he opened his eyes, he saw the wolf with the snake squeezed under its paws. The wolf was trying to save little Joe from getting bitten by the snake. The wolf then climbed the mango tree and bring down a bunch of mangoes. The wolves then submitted the mangoes to Joe. Joe, who was very hungry, got very happy and ate them. As he was eating, he took one and shared it with the wolf. From there, both of them started being friends. The wolf showed Joe all around the island. They were playing, finding food, and having fun. Joe felt very happy with his wolf friend. Days have been passed, and on one fine day, the wolf heard a noise and woke up our little Joe. They ran towards the beach. As they got nearer, Joe started to hear the sound of a ship. After hearing that, Joe started to run faster. As they reached the beach side, they saw a ship sailing towards the island. Joe was very happy to see that ship. From the ship, someone came out. It was Captain Mike, who was the father of Joe. He ran towards him and hugged him tightly. They both cried a lot. Then Captain Mike took little Joe to the ship. As he was returning to the ship, Joe wanted to say goodbye to his wolf friend for one last time. But as he turned around, the wolf wasn't there. Joe went back into the ship. As the ship sailed away, Joe looked at the island. After some time, he saw his wolf friend standing on a side of the beach. As the ship sailed away, the wolf went back into the jungle.